The next data structure that we are going to learn is called as a tuple. Behind the scenes, I have created a new file which is called as subjects.py, and let's see what's going to happen. Let me collapse my sidebar. Now it's time for Louis to go to school and he has to choose his subjects. But his school wants to make sure that once a student chooses their subjects, they won't be able to change it. So let's see how we can do this. And the way to do this is by using a tuple. So you can imagine tuple to be like a stricter brother of list. Once you create a tuple, you can't change or modify it. So let's see how to create a tuple. So let's say that we want to create a tuple by the name of subjects, and the way to create a tuple is by using the round brackets, and inside of this round brackets we have to add our elements. Suppose the first subject would be maths, the next could be science, then we can say history. Now remember that similar to our list, our tuples will also start with index number 0. That means the index number for maths is 0, for science it would be 1, and for history it would be 2. Let us see how to add typing for this one. So here I can say that subjects is obviously a tuple, and the way to define its type is we have to put our square brackets, and since tuples are strict, we have to define the data type for each and every element. So for example, in this tuple we have 3 elements and the types are string and string. So here we can say that the first element is a string, the second is a string as well, and the third is a string as well. Suppose we had one more element. So if I say that we have one more element as 13, now the data type of 13 is an integer. So what we would have to do is, after this, we would have to say that my fourth element is of the type of integer. So make sure whenever you are creating a tuple, you write the data type of all the elements inside the tuple. Let me take it out. This is not required for our example right now. Let me also put up a comment, so saying that the index number for maths is 0, for science is 1, and history is 2. Let's see what we can do next. So let me take it a little up. So this time Louis wants to count his number of subjects, and you can do that by using the inbuilt function called as length. So we can use a simple print statement and we can say that number of subjects, then inside our curly brackets we can use the inbuilt function called as length, and let us just pass our tuple inside. So we can say subjects. Let us run and see the output, and here we can see that the number of subjects is 3. Let us go back. The next thing that Louis has to do is Louis has to sign up for all of the subjects. So let us create a very simple loop, and by using the loop we can sign up for all of the different subjects. You can use your regular for loops to iterate over the tuple. So here it goes. We can say for my subject in my tuple of subjects. For each iteration I can simply print out a statement saying that Louis is signing up for, let me get my spelling right, this to be signing up for, and inside the curly brackets we simply have to say for my subject. Let us run and let us see the output. So here it is. Louis is signing up for maths, and then for science, and the last one is history. Let us go back. So this time Louis wants to see which is his second subject, and we can do that by using our index. So as I just mentioned, tuples also have indexes. So the second subject would have an index of 1. So let us try and print it out. Here I can simply say that I want to print out from my tuple of subjects the subject at my index number 1. Also let me put up a comment saying that since the tuple starts from index 0, we are using 1. Let us see the output. So you can see the second subject is science. Let us go back, and this time let us see what's happening. So this time the school wants Louis to take another 3 subjects to get his full credits, Now what happens is, once you create a tuple, you can't add different elements to a tuple. For example, when we saw list, we could append elements to the list, but you can't do for the tuple. Then what can you do? Well, you can add two different tuples and create a new tuple. Let me show you how it is to be done. So suppose the additional subjects which he has to take would be a new tuple, and we can say that the new subjects are English, Python and physics. On the next line, we can create a new tuple called as my total subjects, and we can simply add our tuple of subjects plus our additional subjects. So now we have a new tuple which has all of the subjects together. We can also try and print it out. So here let me just say that my all subjects would be my tuple of total subjects. Let us run it, and here we have the output. You can see we have English, Python and physics at the back, and also we have maths, science and history. So this is our newly created tuple. Let us go back and let's see what's happening this time. Now it's obvious that out of all of the subjects, Lewis loves Python, and he wants to make sure that Python is inside his list of subjects. So we can check for an element inside a tuple by using our if and else blocks. So let us see how to do that. So here we can simply say that if Python is in my tuple of total subjects, if this is true, then I simply want to print out, yay, Lewis is going to learn Python. If not, so we can say else, we can print out, oh no, no Python for Lewis. So let us save this file and let us try to run this file for the last time. And here we have the output. Now since Python is inside our tuple, we get the output of, yay, Lewis is going to learn Python.